When I mentioned Flash, okay, if you've been in business, maybe some old software might come to mind, but as of today, Flash 3.5 belongs to it's actually Gemini's newest model, and you may have seen it rolled out. Hi, I'm Laura with Activation here on Harvesting Growth. We're going to go deeper into the different things that Google has rolled out at their big announcements here this week. And Brad Kilgore is with me again to help me deliver this news to our listeners and our audience because there's going to be some impactful things that small business owners can grab, run with, and make a big difference when it comes to searching and finding their businesses online. Hi, Brad. How are you doing today?
Hey, Laura, doing pretty well. Just a PSA. Make sure you check with your dermatologist frequently. As you can see, I'm a little taped up, but all is good here. Got to take care of your skin. So here we are.
Yes, that is a very, very strong PSA, especially in agriculture. I will even take that further because I think that we just take it for granted as most tractors have cabs on it these days, but we are out in the environment and sunscreen. Protecting our skins tend to be a side note. So, yes, I'm glad that you shared that with our listeners and our viewers to make sure they get checked out as well as they take care and protect their skin with either their sunscreens and or their hats. So, thank you for mentioning that. Very important, very important.
That's
But,
right.
we're gonna go ahead, and I think we're just gonna share my screen because most of our visitor viewers and listeners may have seen this latest promotion. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this one, and we're gonna just take a moment here to look at if it allows me to do this. There we go, and we should be there we go. Okay, can you see my screen?
I can. It looks so nice.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and just play this. It's just a minute or so, and Brad's going to tell me if the audio comes through. Can
Yes.
you hear that, Brad?
Yes.
And it's not so much they're not saying anything, but you can see how search is now changing. And we're going to go into a little bit more of the depth of it, but this is the promotion that's rolling out.
Wow.
So before we continue on, already they're showing you how that search, that interaction, that time with Google, now Gemini Flash 3.5, how it's all working together. So you just saw how it can start interacting, and we'll talk a little bit about how personal agents are going to be rolling out is what they were giving a heads up on, where it can help you with the meal plan, start looking at your files, your calendar, and really put some things together on a personal level. But now the search windows expand. So it gives not just that one line that we were accustomed to. So I think it's been 20 years plus that they've had just that one line that you would type in those keywords. Now you're able to actually type in more of your story and pull in not only text, you're able to search with photos and with live videos. So that's huge. So we're going to watch just a little bit more of this.
Okay.
And that's another big point now. It is giving, if you have items that can be purchased online, you do want to go ahead and take a look at your Google Merchant account because the add to cart is going to be huge. So as they're searching and your information is being offered up, there's an opportunity for them to seamlessly add it to cart and check out through their Google process. They don't even have to be connected. They're putting in this connector that's more universal. So again, it's just allowing those clicks to be less and less, meaning that you don't have, or your buyers don't have to go through many clicks to get to the item they want to purchase. So we'll go into that, and you'll be able to purchase from YouTube even easier.
That's crazy.
So what do you think, Brad?
All you have to do is ask.
All you have to do is ask. Yes. So when they were rolling out some of these features, it blew me away regarding how they are trying to eliminate as many clicks as possible and make it easier for your buyers, your growers, your customers to place those items in the cart and have it check out without any problem. I mentioned that YouTube, they're going to have more search on YouTube. So now there's an Ask YouTube button. It's not rolled out quite yet, but that will be something that we'll be talking about in upcoming episodes that you'll be able to click So once you're watching YouTube, because they were showing the statistics, now granted, this was a Google presentation, so they're going to highlight their great statistics of 92% of adults are using YouTube. They're on there, whether it be watching it on their own TV, watching shorts, watching long videos, getting more information. So they look at it differently than a typical social media channel. So that is extreme value. If you have your YouTube channel, consider leaning in and adding more of those authentic videos, like we've talked about in the past. Really engage your audience by just putting that information out there. You're answering their questions so that when that ask YouTube button becomes available, guess what? They're going to be presented with your information. So I think that is a tremendous value, especially with a channel that you may already be using. I know, Brad, you find great value in YouTube.
Oh, that's exactly right. I mean, it's all combined, YouTube, Google ecosphere, it's all combined. And I think too, the AI overview part, which I'm sure you'll cover, is really expanding. You and I've been talking about that for the last week or two. And this is just more and more advanced as far as what they're putting into it. I know some testing just a little bit ago, and it's like, oh my gosh, it just keeps getting better. And really, you're just having a conversation with your Google, whether you want to call it Google search or not, it's almost Google ask anymore.
Mhm. Nope, that's it. And actually, that's what they do mention a lot about the ask element of it. Definitely opens that conversation. And what they find is that as visitors to Google are using and becoming more comfortable, like we talked about last week, they're not really realizing they're using AI as much, but now that they've kind of made it seamless, the conversations go longer and it goes deeper, and they're able to really be more specific as to what they're looking for. So, again, as you put those stories behind your product, put the information about, again, the soil, the emergence, the downforce that you want to use in your areas, as your growers, your farmers, your ranchers are looking for that information, then you're presented as not only the expert, but then they're able to click and go directly to that. So I think that's extremely valuable. I know we'd also talked about the value of, again, the authentic photos, the authentic videos, the authentic stories that will also be pulled through on maps. They were showing that maps is also going to be extremely important in the buying process. So it does matter that your information, if they are looking for parts near them, now the map's going to offer up your location. Again, if you have the ability to sell any of your product line online, that would be able to click and purchase from there too. I think that is a amazing, amazing, advancement.
That's right. Well, and I know in my world, I use Android Auto in my car. So just another reason why you want to make sure your Google Maps listing, your Google Business Profile, as they call it, is put together to the highest level because now when you're driving or if you're on your phone, whatever the case may be, you are now able to interact at a much higher level by asking your car screen questions about products, about locations, about services, about restaurants. The list is long. So it's gonna apply to most all businesses that you have that up to date.
Yes, very much so, and I'm gonna go ahead and share to your point of doing those searches. I'll go ahead and share this, and we can go into more specific or anything that you might think would be interested interesting to our audience today. Let's see. There we go.
Let's take a
I'm
look.
looking for recommended tool storage as a different option. So, as we can see now, we've got the basics that we're very familiar with. We have, of course, where we can speak it. We can take photos of it especially if we're on our phone. That is very beneficial. But when we come over to AI mode, this is where we're starting to see the difference regarding, like I said, you're able to click to open up. So if you were looking to add some tool storage to your location, this would give you some information, not only the star reviews, the hyperlink, but additional information taking you over to YouTube. I can enlarge my window here a little bit more so we can start seeing here how it rolls out to the side. What other elements would you like to point out, Brad? Because again, you can see they are doing a lot of research for us,
Yeah, the
even
comparison.
where they're providing a nice little overview of comparison. So now we're able to see a comparison without jumping in and out of sites all the time.
What are those links? Sorry.
Oh,
You
no,
go
that's okay.
just
Go ahead.
go scroll up just a hair. Okay, what is the whoops? What is the link right there on small no down below, small space tool cabinet comparison? What is the link
This
at
one
the
here,
end? Yep,
this is
so it's got a
picked up
Walmart
from
link.
Walmart.
Yeah, it's just interesting how it just keeps it keeps expanding.
It does, because if you look back on a few other episodes, these were not always here, like, these bullet points are new. They're now
Right.
pulling in more and more detail, and obviously, this opened up advertising area. They do have these aren't marked that they are, ads, but in the demonstration that they were showing us today, the demonstration actually shows the ads just basically look seamless here. You really don't realize that it is an advertiser, um, without looking at it closely. So these are authentic. They're bringing up organic based on the research. You can try it without personalization, to see because obviously it's recognizing what tools that I might have.
I liked how when you highlighted something, it said you could ask. But what I'd like to check is if you scroll back down to where it's got the comparison, maybe just click out so everything else isn't highlighted.
Mhm.
Now, can you highlight 2 or 3 of them and then say, "Can you compare these together?" Like that? Ask about. See where it says ask about? What does that do? Uh, see where it says ask about, like right where you have it highlighted?
Oops. Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. So it's just gonna go ahead and
It
bring that
brings that
up.
in. Yeah.
Yes, again, it just goes deeper and deeper. Sorry, my, share button is hiding some things for us today. So there you go. So it gives a quick
Comparison.
comparison. Yeah. So again, it just goes deeper and deeper. And to what I mentioned earlier, this is the reason why people are staying on so much longer. They were saying that people would be going away from search because AI was giving them answers. Now, what we're finding out is that people are going, wait a minute here. Okay, I do want to look and see what's the difference between all of these. And again, you can keep going down deeper and deeper regarding, what you want to learn about these. So let me get the full name here. And we can ask about, and we might say, does this come in purple? Who knows?
No.
It does not. But now all of a sudden, look at this. Over here, gave me a purple one. And then it also did specify what would be the colors and a smaller option versus a larger option. And then would you like to explore a purple roll cab further? I think this is amazing. And again, these are things that it gets more and more personalized. It starts looking, especially if you are looking to, we'll say, plan a trip. If you just want to play, sometimes thinking off grid of what you would do every day gets to be fun. So if you're thinking, I'm going to do a trip, you'll be very pleased what AI has learned about you to say, okay, they prefer to be outside, they prefer to be active, they prefer this versus that. So I think that that really opens up, again, many opportunities for businesses to talk about what they do best. Talk about what you fixed for the growers. Talk about what worked. Talk about, I mean, the weather has been now on the wild side with being very cold and hot, lots of rain, no rain. So, in your area, as that precision ag dealership, as the ag equipment dealership, what can you add that really is authentic, that tells your story? Because I guarantee not all businesses are looking at it in this manner. You are listening to this podcast so that you can pick up these gold nuggets and do more for your business. And that would be the one thing I say. Open up your Google business profile, make sure that your brands and your products are represented there, and then go into your website, go into your social media, your YouTube. Make sure those authentic stories are there because people might be saying, I offer this. That's great. All of you can start with that. Tell them why you offer it. Tell them what problem it solved. Tell them why it's unique to you, your area, and what return on investment that gave your growers. It'll make a huge difference.
I
I
love
see
that
you shaking your
personal
head.
story.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I love that personal touch. That's what it all boils down to. Keep it real.
Yes. I know in the next few weeks, we will be highlighting a lot more of what Google has rolled out because of that importance. Because people are comfortable with Google. People have looked at Google. Now they're getting more and more comfortable with Gemini. There's a lot more things that as small business owners, precision ag dealerships, ag equipment dealerships, you can use their tools to make your digital footprint that much stronger. So I think that with that, Brad, we'll wrap up. Do you have any other insights that you would like to provide the audience today?
Remember, Google's the boss.
It is. They were kinda quiet for a while, but they're coming out strong. They're coming out with, blazing. I will just say that they're coming out blazing, and they're going to make sure it makes a difference in how people find you.
Yes.
So with that, we'll wrap, and as we like to say, get out and play in the soil. Thanks for joining us.